Annyeong.
Annyeong.
It's got Usopp, got Nimbus down over there. We are here to review Samurai Jack, season 5, episode 6. And as always, none of these have titles, so I guess we'll just dive right into it. So this is the first time Jack has really ever had any of these like self-referential episodes where you have all of these past characters coming back and basically being reintroduced, and you get Ashi going through and kind of seeing the major exploits of Jack throughout his kind of tenure and realizing all of the good that Jack has done for all of these people. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. What'd you think?
I thought it was really unique to the way they did this because it wasn't Jack revisiting this. This is Ashi kind of seeing the effect that Jack had on all these past people, and it served as kind of a Samurai Jack 101 to Ashi.
Yeah.
And it was just cool as fans of the show to have some of those memories jump back in your head.
Mm-hmm.
The Three Blind Archers, God, that was one of my favorite episodes, but let's keep going.
Yeah, so the first one that you're reintroduced to is some of my favorite characters from the past, the Woolly Mammoths.
Woolly.
Yeah, otherwise known as Woolies. I was always a big fan of them. I thought that was one of the great Jack episodes where you didn't really know at first who to believe, and it turned out that Jack, as always, made the right decision and helped the people who are really in need.
Yeah, the art style alone is enough to just say I love them.
Yeah, absolutely. And you also get this great moment where they do the flashback of Jack saving them from the annoying, evil, like little blue dudes with the pitchforks and all that, where you have like a Jack that looks almost normal, but not quite. It like is just a little off, which I'm not quite sure why they did it, but I liked it.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're really altering the image every time we see Jack. You know, when he has the flashbacks, when he has those demons, those green kind of like what do you call them? The
spirits that are haunting him.
Right, his depression. You know, is when he's kind of freaks out a little. Even they're like really long or really wide or odd looking, so it's going to make him returning back to form that much more badass. We're about 5 episodes in and still.
Yeah, he's still not Jack. So then you go from that to you have those archers that you were talking about, who he saved, and which led to one of the most beautiful shots of this whole episode, the Jack with the statue of Jack, which was awesome.
I mean, I'm looking at Ashi's amazing figure, but yeah, still, that is just a beautiful shot. I loved it. It doesn't particularly look like him, but you got to give him credit. That's good effort right there. Oh no, it looks incredible. And again, they're still manipulating the way he looks. He's still not back yet. Jack is not back yet.
No, he's definitely not. And so this is an episode where it's really quick succession between different things. You go from the Woolies to the archers that he saved, and then you get the DJ scene, which was pretty sweet. You get, like, at first you're not quite sure, or Ashi's not quite sure, like, are these people friends of Jack, are these people not? But she, as you can tell, she catches on pretty quickly to what's going on around her. And I love the throwback to Jack down here doing the exact same thing as Ashi, or I guess Ashi doing the exact same thing as Jack.
Well, just look at the clothes he's wearing. Still got the sword, obviously. That's his thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Waldo head, it's incredible.
I mean, but this is so like late 90s, early aughts, the rave outfit that Jack has on. It's just it's a real period piece right there. So now that Ashi kind of goes through, sees all of these things, really gets an understanding for who Jack is and all that Jack has done, and that is a lot. Jack has been super influential in the world, and it's nice to like finally get some reinforcement that what he's doing is actually like making a big difference in the world.
I it would have been cool if she could have binge watched seasons 1 through 4 in this episode, but this will do the trick.
This had to do it. So she learns about Jack, and then we learn about her. And one of the most heartbreaking scenes is when you figure out how she became like covered in black down from like her neck down, and just like that. Oh, she just gets burned. Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah, that was a really sad image there, and it kind of fills in the blank. Her and all her sisters were kept in this cave, in this dungeon for their whole lives, training to kill Jack.
But I just don't understand. So she goes through all these terrible things. Like, her life is just awful for Aku, and then she's like, "Well, Aku's great." How do you? Well, clearly it didn't sink in that deep, because in one episode the whole thing gets overridden. But still, it just seems a little weird that like she was with everything that she was seeing, that she's like, "Oh, Aku's good." But she goes from that like transformation. Goes through that transformation where she's like rubbing off all the stuff. It does a better job than I think 99% of people could have done, given no clothes in the middle of the forest. How are you going to clothe herself? She does a pretty damn good job. That outfit is banging.
Yeah, I mean, for having the Vegeta hairstyle for her whole life, that's a nice change, Mm-hmm. It's nice.
I mean, the whole thing is just far more disarming, finally kind of feminine. I like where she's gone. And right. Speaking of where she's gone, well, what were you going to say?
No, she has found herself, Yeah. She's figured out who she is. Mm-hmm. And now I feel like she's the final piece to help Jack figure out who he is.
I agree. I've been thinking about that I think she's gonna kind of be the trump card. Is gonna be the thing that kind of finally pushes Jack over the edge. Because Jack's been by himself this whole time, and now he finally has a companion.
Right, and in the past it was Jack's father versus Aku. And now literally Aku's daughter and Samurai Jack's father's son is Samurai Jack, obviously. Yeah. I said that differently. But it's offspring. Are the offspring going to fight?
Samurai Jack's father's son is obviously Samurai Jack.
Young Jack. Yeah. Samurai Jack Jr. I think Samurai Jack's dad's name is Emperor Samurai, but anyways. So simple.
Yeah.
The fathers fought for years and years and years, over decades, in future and the past. Now it's interesting that their offspring have formed a team.
Kind of reminds me of Star Wars, which is a whole different thing, but I kind of think that you're going to see a lot of the next generation working together and fighting in Star Wars. Whatever.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. So she finally goes through the transformation, and clearly because she's gone through the transformation, she's finally ready to see Jack. And you get this just haunting shot of Jack and the blade in the graveyard, and it's just like, oh no, Jack is gonna be in some bad stuff right now.
Yeah, I saw the sword there, I was like, he found the sword? What? But it turns out it's not his sword, just similar. Mm-hmm. I've always thought the sword is going to have a huge impact, and it's going to be an awesome scene when he rediscovers it.
Oh, yeah.
But, I just keep thinking of Zelda. I can't get it out of my head during the series. Mm-hmm. In the Zelda game, all these ghost figures are in this green aura. And that's exactly what is happening here. Do we have a shot of
all of the samurais in there, like, the green aura, very similar to Zelda. I like that call. Yeah. But yeah, they're all. So I imagine that these are all kind of Jack's ancestors, who like famous samurai who came before him, and they're just in this giant stature and super intimidating. Especially the guy to like the left of Jack with the what looks like the Aku head thing. It's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, and they're. When a samurai does commit suicide or takes his own life, that's the form they get in. They get on their knees, they put their arms on their thighs, and then they take the sword, and then they literally cut out the middle. It's like, all of the fans of Samurai Jack are 10 years older than they were before. They all know they all know what's going to happen. What's going to happen to himself.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's getting dark.
Yeah.
But she's able to save him, and Jack finally vanquishes that the evil green samurai. I guess not evil, but the guy who's haunting Jack. And, it's kind of a happy ending. And then Jack is ready to get the sword.
It really was a Jack ending. Mm-hmm. That's the best I can say it, because he literally gave the most Jack response ever. I'm glad that's over with. Now it's time to find my sword.
Yeah, he's like, okay, now that I'm through that ridiculously trying experience and almost killed myself, let's go find the sword. Whatever, it's great. Whatever.
Yeah, he's back to normal.
Yeah.
I don't know if next episode he will be back to normal, but there was an interesting development throughout this episode. Our friend we met in the first episode, who Jack literally beheaded,
Scaramucci.
Yeah, this little tin can. He was very funny the whole episode. There was some good comedy trying to get on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
But this really just this moves the plot along, because he's going to go tell Aku Jack doesn't have his sword. He's looking for a sword,
and Aku will finally want to attack.
Right. It's going to become a race between Team Aku, and Team Jack, who can find the sword first.
And Team 12 is all with Team Jack.
Team 12, 100% supports. 100% supports.
Maybe 95 or 90. It would be funny to see Aku
Very best.
Anyway, the only other thing that I think is worth mentioning is this little person who, I don't know who that is, but some random person helped Ashi find Jack, and I think that this is going to come up and be pretty important.
Yeah, when you look at the eyes, it almost looks familiar. I need to go back and review more, but the eyes...
Yeah, I think it's someone we've met before.
Yeah.
So, again, I think that this was a fantastic episode, and I'm really excited to see what happens. I think that we're going to get the sword in the next episode, and then I think things are going to really start happening. I just wanted to give one more view of...
Yeah, thank you. Perfect.
I know you're into that.
Yeah, I think Leaf Girl is going to be a huge part of Descending. I don't know if Jack is going to be the one to defeat Aku, but I'm almost thinking she might be the one to disarm him. I don't know where it's going to go. Do you have any predictions?
So what I think is going to happen is that it's going to be like a final battle, and she's going to be pretty conflicted because she's grown up her whole life trusting Aku, sees Jack as what he really is. So I think that there's going to be a pivotal moment where Aku kind of gets the upper hand on Jack, and Ashi here comes and saves Jack, and that I think will be kind of what allows Jack to finally deliver the final blow. Or maybe even Ashi sacrifices herself. But I think Ashi will be the reason that Jack is able to win.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Mentally, physically, she's going to have some impact on this final battle.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. I think that, again, we get the sword finally next week, and then things are going to really start happening. We don't have that many episodes. We're halfway through the season.
Yeah, it's sad.
Huh?
Where do you think the sword is? Do you think it's in a spot? You think it's in a stone? Do you think something's holding on to it?
So as we saw, it fell down that big pit. So I think Jack's going to have to go there. But it looked like when it fell down the pit, that Jack had been through like a battle. So I don't think that this is going to be really difficult to get.
No, yeah, based on Star Wars, it looks like when a sword falls down into a pit, it makes its way into the black market. Different people could grab it at some point. But
you think Maz is going to come in and give us a nice little, look, this is the history. Oh, you should have this. Yada yada yada.
Maz is the best.
Oh yeah, I love Maz.
She's awesome. I think what's going to happen is this might turn into more of a spiritual journey for Jack.
Oh, yeah.
It's like relink with the sword. I think they're going to pay tribute to when Jack's father created the sword.
Okay.
You know, we got that in some episodes. Maybe he'll revisit. The sword never broke, it's just lost.
Mm-hmm.
So it can really go any way, but I think there's going to be some spiritual / actual physical adventure that will tie it together.
Yeah, I would. I like that call. Because as he says, where he's going, no, like she can't follow. So I think that's about it. We'll be back this weekend to do some Attack on Titan and another Jack. Otherwise, if you like the video, please like below. If you have any questions, comments, tell us that we did good, tell us that we did bad. Please comment below. And, as always, subscribe. Show us some love. I think all that's left is a little Team 12 out.